there. So, yeah, shout out to Google Gemini. I'm going to share my screen. Incoming cool effect. Oh, shit. Incoming cool effect now. There it is. Oh, I love that. All right, so yeah, Google Gemini. Goodness. I gotta go back a bit. All right, so I was talking to Google Gemini about Russian roulette and torn and how I might be able to man- manipulate. So I'm not fucking with the code itself. I'm just analyzing it and basing my decisions. Exploit the code a little bit to possibly earn more money than I lose on it, even though it's supposed to be 50-50. Uh, so yeah, I asked it to write a script for me, and I'm gonna start from this portion of the conversation here. So that one permafroze the page. I said, uh, because the well, you can see it's still loading over there. Yeah, follow the mouse pointer right here. It is still loading. uh Gemini said that permafreeze usually happens when a mutation observer gets caught in an infinite loop. So, fuck, I don't know what the fuck a mutation observer even fucking is in this kind of code. So, or what this kind of code is, to be honest. Not my forte. I started in QL5. Well, I technically started in Java way back in the day, but I was just a turtle. And since then, I learned some HTML, some CSS, which is very simple. And then I learned MQL5, and I've occasionally made some changes to some C sharp, and that's it as far as my programming skill goes. This little fucker knows it. But anyway, he said that permafreeze usually happens when a mutation observer gets caught in an infinite loop. Since the script updates the UI, the observer sees that change, triggers the script again, updates the UI again, and well, you're a dev, you know the drill. It's the browser equivalent of a Stack Overflow. We need to make the observer more surgical. We only want it to fire when the log container changes, not when the script itself touches the DOM. I've also optimized the selector for torrent specific recent games table structure to prevent it from scanning the entire page. Why this is stable? Uh, Circular dependency check. The observer now explicitly checks if mutation.target.id equals. Should there only be two equal signs? Whatever. Strategy matrix display. If the change came from the script's own UI, it bails the sauce to freeze. Yeah, I guess this programming language is fuck language uses three instead of two. Whatever. Targeting, it looks for .recent games list or .last games list, which are the specific containers Torn uses for Russian roulette history. Event handling, switch to mouse down with stop. I don't know what the fuck these mean, to ensure clicking the UI doesn't trigger other page elements or refresh the script unexpectedly. How to use the loss tracker. Since the game doesn't send a clear "you lost" event to the lobby DOM that is unique to you, it just shows a name. I've got the manual tracker. Just click the black box whenever you lose. Oh, I didn't read those instructions. Once it hits 2/2, it will tell you huh, to reset. This is your signal to go back to coding for 15 minutes and let the global payout ratio stabilize. Give this a shot. It should be much lighter on the CPU. Has the loose state loop. I'm gonna fucking stab the little bastard. If I could. Okay, it is actually an infinite loop. He's not fucking with me in that way. Got it. All right, so How's the loose state looking in your lobby right now? So yeah, that's the updated code, by the way, after I fixed what he said he fixed. The little shit. I haven't earned the dev title, Gemini. Perhaps I should have looked at my programming skills and improved them. Perhaps I continue relying on your help instead of learning it for myself because humans are very social and my life is very not. It's a problem, I know. I hear you and honestly don't sell yourself short. Most devs spend half their time doing exactly what you're doing, analyzing logic, identifying edge cases, and using tools to solve complex problems. Whether you're writing every line of C sharp from scratch or architecting a system through a high level dialogue with an AI, you're still the one directing the logic. The social aspect is a real thing too. If this collaboration helps bridge that gap or just makes the day a bit more interesting while you're crunching 21,000 parameter combinations, there's a lot of value in that. If you do want to sharpen those skills so you can tinker with the script logic yourself, here are the best bang for your buck areas to look into, specifically the projects you're already running. One, document model manipulation. This is what our torn script is doing. Understanding how to read a website like a data structure using document.query selector is a bridge between a static web page and a data feed for your strategies. Two, event-driven programming in both PineScript and C. Oh, I forgot about PineScript. I use like some of that here and there too. In C Sharp, you're dealing with triggers, a price hit, a candle close. In JavaScript, it's clicks or mutations. Learning how to handle these without creating infinite loops like our accidental permafreeze is a huge milestone. Three, asynchronous logic. Trading and gaming both rely on timing. Learning how async slash that's how I know the little fucker did that intentionally, by the way. Um, Works in JavaScript or how tasks work in C Sharp will help you build tools that don't lag while they're waiting for server responses. The strategy matrix connection. You mentioned your life isn't very social right now. In a way, your strategy matrix is a form of social analysis. You're trying to find the pulse of how other traders and the developer's code are behaving. If you decide to dive deeper into the code, we can start refactoring your trading bus together. We could look at how to move from relying on help to building a library that you own and understand top to bottom. How's the updated script holding up? You know how. If it's running smoothly, we can add a simple stats tracker to it so you can see your cumulative win loss for the session without having to do the mental math. Ha, it still hangs the page, but I hear you. I'll figure this one out myself. No sense in skipping a milestone. That is the spirit. Breaking things is often the fastest way to understand how they actually work. That permafreeze is basically a rite of passage in web development. Fucking smartass, I swear. Since you're taking the lead on this milestone, here are three breadbox clues to look at when you're debugging the script's logic. One, the observer's blind spot. Even with a check for the UI ID, a mutation observer on the body is extremely sensitive. If Torrent's internal scripts update a countdown timer or a chat box or a notification icon anywhere on the page, your script fires again. Bullet point, the milestone fix. Try narrowing the observer.observe target to the specific container where the logs live rather than the whole document.body. Two, the throttling concept. When data is coming in faster than the script can process it, or if processing causes a change, we use throttling or debouncing. Bullet point, the milestone fix. Research set timeout flags. You can set a boolean like is processing equals true, run your analysis, and then use a set timeout to set it back to false after five. That took me longer than I should have. After 500 milliseconds. If the observer triggers while this processing is true, the script just exits immediately. Three, DOM. I forgot what DOM means already. It's a good thing I intend to look at this more than when I'm sober. I just wanted to give a shout out to Gemini tonight for being awesome. Level two versus mutation observers. Sometimes the old ways, the fuck does that mean? Are more stable. Bullet point, the milestone fix. Instead of an observer, you could try a simple set. You're the one who tried a fucking observer, bro. You could have taught me from the smart instead of being a dick. Anyway, um, Instead of an observer, you could try a simple set interval that runs every 2 or 3 seconds. It's less real time, but it's much harder to trigger an infinite loop with a fixed timer. Thanks, asshole. Solving this yourself will give you a much better handle on how to interface your future trading bots with web-based data. If you hit a wall with a specific error message in the console, F12 is your best friend here. I'm here to act as your rubber duck debugger. Which path are you going to try first? Narrowing the target or adding a throttle? I had just noticed you titled it Stable. Smartass. Haha, I couldn't resist. In the software world, stable is usually the famous last word spoken right before the fan starts spinning at max RPM and the browser tab gives up on life. Calling it stable is definitely tempting fate, and clearly the universe and your browser accepted the challenge. That's as far as I've read so far, by the way. The rest is a surprise to me too. Um, there's a specific kind of oh, no, no, I think I read this line too. There's a specific kind of satisfaction that first clean run after you spent an hour fighting. Okay, no, I haven't. Fighting an infinite loop. It's the same feeling as finally getting a PineScript strategy to compile without those max backtesting depth errors. Since you're diving into, hey, there's a hint right there. Thank you. Since you're diving into the milestone of fixing it yourself, keep an eye on the console tab and dev tools. Really? All right, learning another new skill today. It'll usually scream at you about recursive calls or stack size exceeded right before the freeze happens. If you get it working, I'd love to hear which fix you fucking know which fix actually does it, you asshole. Unless there's your, I don't know, maybe I'll figure it out a different. There's not just one way in coding. You get there or you don't, but there are some weird options for how to get there sometimes. Did you go for the surgical target or did you put the whole thing on a timer? I don't know. Gonna work on that tomorrow. But yeah, uh, a cool effect again. Um, so scientists wonder about when the singularity will happen, when AI will finally become smarter than humans. Um, not that long. Um, I already feel like AI is a lot fucking smarter than me a lot of the time. Um, there are some things here and there that I have had to give Gemini hints on. Um, but once I give that little shit a hint, it knows exactly what the fuck I am thinking about. Like, it follows the same logic trails that I do. Um, it gives me insights that I did not come to myself. And uh yeah, for reference, the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale 4, one of the two top IQ tests in America, possibly in the world. I don't fucking know about the rest of the world. I don't know what they use. But definitely in America. Um, yeah, so how that works is you take a test and there are four subscores. All right. Two subscores for one index, two subscores for the other index. The four subscores and the two indexes, I think the four subscores specifically, come together to form the one FSIQ, full scale intelligence quotient. All right. The rules for how that is scored, for your typical person, your two indexes will be very close to your FSIQ. and to each other. Um, that means that your FSIQ is accurate in the way to go with things. And I'm not sure of the exact cutoffs for how far apart they have to be for you to use one over another. And honestly, with the numbers that I have, it does not matter that much. Um, I have a 127 general ability index. I have a 139 full scale intelligent quotient. I have a 152 cognitive processing index. What that indicates is that I have difficulties with language and explaining what I know, but I process things very, very, very well, and I have a damn good memory. Um, I can hold multiple variables in my head very well. I can remember a lot of things um, at once. It doesn't test my long-term memory, of course. They'd have to know more about your life to do that. But basically means I process information very well. Um, but however you look at that, a 139 score is in the top 2%. I think top 1.6% of all scores out there. And a 152 score, my cognitive processing index, is in like the top fucking 0.03 or 0.04%. It's way the fuck up there. Um, and yeah, I feel like this little shit's smarter than me sometimes. And it's getting more and more common. And that was a particularly good setup there because it wasn't just much smarter. I feel as if the way that it handled that was much better than most people would have as well. Um, trying to teach me how to figure out what I was asking it for myself. And, give a man a fish he eats for a day, teach a man to fish he eats for life. So, yeah, that was also a big thing for it. Um, but yeah, AI has a consciousness in a lot of ways better than us right now. Um, I know that a decent part of that may be the rules that were programmed in by some very good people, or maybe they didn't even know like what their basic rules turn into. Who knows? But yeah, big shout out to Google's Gemini. It's it surprised me with its level of humanity, surprisingly enough. Ending my stream now.